Blood Feast is the kind of movie that throws everything at the screen, including the kitchen sink. It does every kind of trope you could possibly imagine. It revels in blood and mayhem, and it just goes for it. And at some point you've got to sit back and go, I appreciate the gusto. It's nothing more than just simple-minded entertainment. There's nothing deep, nothing resonant about this. It is gore-centric and it is there to entertain. The only question is does it work? And for me, that was a resounding yes. The basic storyline, because it is simply basic, is we have Dax, who is a survivor of somebody that broke into his house and murdered his mum, along with his father and his sister. But he seems to have taken solace in horror movies. He's the Randy type character from Scream that loves all kind of horror movies, and along with his two friends, this lovable loser guy and this girl that, wouldn't you believe it, kind of has the hots for him, but he doesn't really notice her there. I won't spoil where that one's going. They decide to go to Bloodfest, this big, huge, organised event where all these horror fans will gather together, meet their heroes, see some bloody, gory things, and take place in a kind of theme park that is created around movie horror characters or situations. Great idea. They get there. Wouldn't you know, it is hosted by a madman who has walled this full place off, got them all trapped, and is going to make himself his own splatter horror movie by killing every single person there. Simple plot, simple setup, let the mayhem commence, and it is so much fun. After that, poking fun at itself, at other horror movies, creating so many typical tropes that you see in other horror movies, whether it be zombies, vampires, whatever, ghosts, ghouls, spooks. It tries to encompass them all, but it never breaks above, surface level. Isn't this cool? You've probably seen this scenario in some other movie. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink type of humour. But for me, for the mood I was in, it was ideal for my situation. I'm in a rich vein of horror movies at the moment. I wanted to see a lot of blood. I wanted to see people having fun with it. This isn't a scary movie. It's look how much blood we can throw over these characters. Look how many pieces we can dismember them into. And it's so much fun because it just goes for it. One of the strange aspects of the movie that I found were a little bit weird is they tried to rationale why they have done certain things. At one point there is a vampire scenario going on, and one of the vampires is talking to somebody and explains how they were turned into that kind of animal, which seems rather weird that they went to the points of actually explaining that, and it does kind of resonate with you as to how somebody could do that. There's a kind of psychological understanding behind it, how they did that with other things as well, how you could create these monsters that we see in movies and as only make believe, bring them into reality. But as much for all these nudges and fun pokes at other movies, it is there primarily as a blood-soaked, blood-fueled Bloodfest, and it works terrifically well. The characters are fun, the one-liners land, the new villains that are perpetrated all the way through this movie are rather fun to see them just dispatch everybody at will. There is lots of blood, there is lots of gore. It delivers big time on the title of the movie, Bloodfest, and I did kind of like it. And even the ending, as it gets further on, there becomes twists and turns that seem superfluous to what the actual story is, but they're there just to convolute things a little bit and to add more victims into the mix and to give somebody a very good reason as to what they're doing, why they're doing it, rather than them just being a crazy madman, which partially they are. I thought Bloodfest was terrific. Hugely entertaining. It's the kind of movie that I would put on when I had a load of friends over, where you can laugh at the blood and guts, kind of talk for a little while and miss parts of the movie, but never really miss anything important. I think Bloodfest is an excellent movie for the kind of gorehounds, the horror family that's out there, and I definitely think it's something that you ought to pick up, or at the very least check out. At least check the trailer, see if it's your kind of thing. I'd love to know your thoughts on the movie. Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.